Well, welcome back to Paul's Railroad, everyone. In my last video, I showed you how to take a big bottle of cheap windshield washer fluid and use it to reduce these super cheap acrylic craft paints to use them in your airbrush. Now, folks, if you have not seen that video, I will post a link to it at the end of this video. Go check it out. The findings, the results are pretty interesting. Now, I have received a whole bunch of great comments from many people thanking me for making that video, which I appreciate so much. Thank you for that. But I also received a lot of great questions, and I really like getting questions. I like to help people, and I like to learn how to make new videos, and questions run me down that path to making a new video. That's why I am here today, because one of those questions really stood out. That question was, hey, can you use the windshield washer fluid to clean your airbrush? Well, you know what? I don't know. Why don't we find out together? All right, so this is what I plan on doing. I have taken our super cheap acrylic craft paint. This is Apple Barrel Black, and I thinned it with the windshield washer fluid like I showed you in the last video. As a matter of fact, here it is. This is after I have run it through my stainless steel strainer to filter out any large particulates. And I'm going to say it again, like I say in every airbrushing video that I do, you need to make sure that you filter your paints before loading your airbrush. I am telling you guys, you will probably cure up to 80% of the issues that you're having with your airbrush if you just take the time to filter your paints. As a matter of fact, if you'd like to pick up one of these stainless steel filters, I will put a link in the description below. I bought a 3-pack several years ago, and I'm still using the same one that I bought, so I've got 2 spares. Okay, anyways, back to it. I'm going to be running that paint through these 2 airbrushes. This is my Iwata Eclipse, and this is the Iwata Neo. The Neo is a very entry-level, very inexpensive airbrush. The Eclipse is a much more expensive, high-end airbrush, if you will. I'm going to throw some paint just on this here cold card that I don't plan on using on my layout, just so I have something to paint other than paper. And once we have these dirtied up, we'll start cleaning them. All right, well, as you can see, I did use both airbrushes. Both still have black paint in their paint cups. So I'm just going to pour out the leftovers like that. Now, what I always do with my airbrushes is that I will take them over to my utility sink and I will rinse out all of the excess paint that is in the paintbrush. That's kind of my pre-cleaning. That's what I do with all my airbrushes. That's how I clean them, and that's what I'm going to do with these ones to start with. All right, I am back from rinsing these out in the utility sink. As you can see, all the paint has been rinsed out of these. That's just a little bit of water left over inside of that one. Now, my next step in cleaning my airbrush. I take my cleaning pod here. I will hook my airbrush back up to the air source, because there is always a little bit of water down inside of your airbrush cup. And you will hear a difference when it's running, spitting out water, and then when it's spitting out just straight air. So listen. Right there, you see here one little bit of higher pitch sound. That means all of the water has been extracted out of this airbrush. We'll do that here with the Neo as well. On to the cleaning portion of this. In our Neo, I'll be using the windshield washer fluid to clean the cup and needle area. In our Eclipse, I will use airbrush cleaner that I've been using for years upon years. So all I do is I pour just a little bit in, and again we will run it into our airbrush cleaning pot. Then we'll see which one actually cleans the best. Okay, on to the cleaning portion of this. Now for the Neo, I'm going to be using our windshield washer fluid as a cleaning agent. And it does not take much, at least not much airbrush cleaner, to clean the needle very well. Just that little bit that's in there. We'll be putting it into our airbrush cleaning pot. and run it through. Now on to our Eclipse and regular airbrush cleaner. See, that's all I normally put in, just a few drops. That's all it normally takes. I actually put in, well, probably 3 times that amount of air of windshield washer fluid. So it may actually work using that much. We'll find out in a minute though. Okay. And that one's empty. Okay, now we have run our airbrush cleaner through the Eclipse airbrush and our windshield washer fluid through our Neo airbrush. I'm going to take 2 clean pieces of paper towel and we are going to pull the needles out of each airbrush and run them through the paper towel and see how much, if any, paint is left on our needle. So this is, again, the Eclipse that was cleaned with actual airbrush cleaner. And there you go. There is just a little bit of dampness and maybe just a tinge of the black in that one. Okay, on to the Neo that we cleaned using our windshield washer fluid. Okay, you ready? Huh. Again, just a little bit of dampness and a little bit of black. As a matter of fact, it looks like there might be more black on the airbrush cleaner portion of this. Well, did it work? I'll let you be the judge. Okay, first up, here is the napkin that we used to clean our airbrush with the windshield washer fluid. And next to it here is the one we used our actual airbrush cleaner to clean our airbrush with. Now, to me, they're very, very similar. So you would think that it worked. But the windshield washer fluid, I used a whole heck of a lot more windshield washer fluid than I did with our actual airbrush cleaner. What that tells me is that I don't want to take a chance of cleaning just with windshield washer fluid. It's not that strong of a cleaning agent. Will I use it? Yes and no. If I am doing a multicolor painting session where I'm changing colors in my airbrush and I'm using these acrylic craft paints, then yeah, there's a very good chance I will use this. The bottle's probably going to be open, pipette's going to be out. You know, I'm just changing colors. It's not really cleaning the airbrush, but I'm just, you know, rinsing out the previous color. I will definitely use it for that. However, at the end of my painting session, I am going to use my actual airbrush cleaner. You know, guys, this is a big bottle of cleaner, and I've had this for many years. So it's not really super expensive to buy good airbrush cleaner to use in your airbrush. I'm going to use that because I want to make sure that I know that the next time I pick up my airbrush to use it, that it's going to work because they got cleaned properly. I don't want to take a chance using the windshield washer fluid. I'm sorry, guys. I know you're hoping that it worked. I was hoping that it worked as well. That would be really cool to find something new that worked, but it just doesn't work as well as I'd hoped, at least not for me. But, you know, give it a try, see what you think. Again, it'd be great to use for, you know, in between color changes. Not a problem using that for that reason. But as always, folks, thank you so much for spending your time with me. God bless, and happy railroading, everybody.